Hey, it's me, MLB. Here is chapter 77 of Gains, and this one is titled, He Mad Mad. You did this to her, he shouted. You don't deserve to be by her side if you're going to see her hurt like this, and then come running to me and not stay by her side. This was all true, and Bakugo knew it. Stay out of my way, Kiri shouted again as he turned and ran, sprinting out of the room and heading for Recovery Girl's office. With his quirk still activated, his shirt caught on the jagged edges of his body and ripped his clothes slightly, adding to his angry look. Naturally, Bakugo was now hot on his tail and chased him out of the building and across to the school grounds, both of them weaving their way through the halls to get to the office as quickly as possible. Yin! Kiri called as he reached the office. You heard him outside the door and rolled your heads towards the door, but you couldn't see because of the curtain. Yeah, I'm here, you called out. Kiri threw the door open, then curtains, and ran in, with Bakugo behind him. Are you okay? He asked worriedly. What happened? Are you hurt bad? Honestly, I don't know what happened, he said sadly, looking from him to Bakugo behind him. I just woke up here. Bakugo said that we were training, and then I didn't dodge an explosion or something, and... I've told you to go easy on her, Kiri snapped, spinning around to face Bakugo. She's strong! Stronger than me! Bakugo shouted back. Your eyes flew open. Wait, did you just say stronger than you? I don't think so, you laughed. I'm still in bed here and you're up already. I'm not strong. See this? Bakugo pointed to his chest that had the large bandage across it. Your quirk did this. You cracked 3 of my ribs and cut me from here to here. He measured with his fingers, drawing the line of his fresh scar that was hidden under the bandage. Wait, what? Kiri asked with surprise. What do you mean? It was so fast I didn't see it, Bakugo said with a scowl, looking at Kiri. You're strong, Yin. He then added, looking at you. Well, Aizawa did say something about needing a quirk evaluation, you replied. I don't know what's going on. Well, for now, you're not training. I'm not letting you out of my sight, Kiri said sharply, upset by the fact that you were hurt so badly despite you having thrown such a hefty damage at Bakugo. You were expecting Bakugo to object to Kiri's comment, but he didn't. Instead, he hung his head with a scowl of shame, and you looked at him with surprise. Katsuki? You asked him. He knows what he did wrong, Kiri said darkly. Unless he can prove himself worthy, I'm not letting him near you. At that comment, Bakugo turned and left abruptly, and you called out to him as he left the room. Wait, you shouted. Katsuki! No, Kiri said, placing a hand on your arm. He needs to think about what he's done. This will be good for him. Of all the things to help change him, this will do it, he said, the rips in his shirt becoming more obvious to you. Wait, what happened to your shirt, E? You asked him. He looked down and saw the rips all over. Oh, he said with surprise. I got really angry when Katsuki told me what had happened, and my quirk activated, and it kind of cut my shirt, he admitted. I'm okay, you said with a sad smile. You don't need to be angry, it was an accident. Accident or no accident, the fact is that you're hurt. I don't like it when you're hurt. It's not manly, he said with a worried look on his face. I can't rest when I know you're hurt. Recovery Girl kissed me better, so I promise I'm okay. I just don't remember what happened, that's all, he said with a somewhat sad smile. But don't worry, I don't think it's anything that I really need to remember. Kiri nodded and reached out to take your hand in his, and then he lifted it to his mouth and kissed you gently on the back of your hand. I'll stay with you, he said, patting your hand and then looking around for somewhere to sit. That's when he saw the chair that Aizawa had been sitting in before and reached over to pull it over. Oh, Aizawa did say that I needed some specialised training after the evaluation, you said, remembering that he had spoken to you about your quirk. I don't really know what happened to make him say it. He said my quirk had gotten stronger and I needed an evaluation and then possible training. That's a good thing, right? Kiri asked, holding your hand and looking into your eyes. I think so. I don't really know. I get evaluated in 2 days' time, you said. Okay, I'll look forward to hearing more about it, he said with a sharp tooth grin. Later that night, after Kiri had left, you were allowed to leave, with the instruction to rest for the next 2 days, and you picked yourself up on wobbly feet and then made your way back to Heights Alliance. It had been a huge afternoon for you, and you had a lot on your mind, but you felt mostly bad for Bakugo and wanted to see him and tell him it was okay. You knew he was super soft underneath it all, and you didn't want him to be blaming himself for what happened. Walking around the side of the Heights Alliance building, you looked up to the window that you had guessed was his, just by the knowledge of the layout of the land. With your right palm up, you activated your quirk and aimed your light at his window, switching your quirk on and off a few times so that it acted like a really strong flashlight lighting up his room. It was dark out now, so you assumed that he could see your light and just hoped that you had caught him before he went to sleep. At first there was no movement, and you let out a dejected sigh, but then you saw the curtains move and his face appear at the window. You didn't know what to do then because you couldn't yell out to him, so you just stood there and hoped that he could read your mind. He looked at you and then shook his head and put the curtains back over to cover the window. "This bastard," you seethed suddenly, determined to talk to him. "Who does he think he is shaking his head at me? I don't think so, Buster. We're going to talk if it's the last thing I do." Now, with fists balled up, you marched to the front door of the building and entered, taking the stairs up to your level and heading for his bedroom door. "I'll huff and I'll puff and I'll blow his door down if I have to," you seethed, getting to his door and knocking loudly. "Katsuki, open up the door," you demanded. Suddenly the door swung open and he grabbed you by the wrist and yanked you into his room and then wrapped his arms around you in a sudden hug. You'd been expecting a fight, so were all hyped to get into it, so this unexpected hug caught you way off guard, and all you said was, "Oh, hi." Unexpected cuddles in Bakugo's room. Who's with me? Yes, all in favour of this happening say aye. I will see you tomorrow in the next chapter where we get more cuddles. See you for 78 tomorrow.